apparently what was happening is the farmers were putting fires like on the fields, like so they can grow new crops and everything. But it was so windy that day that the fire they were putting on there was blowing onto the highways. So literally, like the highway, like Oklahoma was on fire that day. And I remember like we went to the small city and like the fires were kind of spreading a little bit, and everybody was having to like evacuate the city. And I remember this was back, like I was still living at home and everything. And we like stopped at a Pizza Hut to like go to the bathroom or whatever, and I'm like, man, I'm really glad my mom doesn't know about this because she'd be so worried. I walk into the Pizza Hut, I look up at the TV, and it's like CNN or something, and it's a big headline that just says Oklahoma burning, and I'm like, oh god, no. There's so much trouble. But that's not the best part of the story. The best part of the story is, okay, we make it out of Oklahoma alive, luckily, right? And this is in my friend's car. He was a Fox man, so we called his car the R-Wing. It had over 300,000 miles on it. That was fun. That was fun risk. Anyway, so the tournament is in Houston. It's in Houston, Texas, by the way. Yeah, Houston. And so we get to Dallas, which I think is like 2 hours or 3 hours north of Houston. And we get to this huge gas station late at night, and we're just like, wow, like we're just like really ready to get out and stretch and everything, right? So we get, I think we have 2 or 3 cars. We get out, we're like filling up gas. People are like stretching, and then for no reason, this is like a big, huge, empty like gas station, and they're just like us. It's literally just us, like in this big gas station, and a few of us like just like horsing around. Like a few of them are doing like wrestling moves that I totally just for fun. Some of them are like emulating Smash moves like in real life. Like people are doing Squirtle's forward air and Fox's neutral air and stuff, whatever. Just having fun, whatever, right? And I guess after a while, we're just sitting there, we're just doing whatever. All of a sudden, we see these 2. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. But I want to say it was 2. You see these 2 huge police vans like drive down like the road on the side. We're like, oh man, like something's going on somewhere. And then all of a sudden, these 2 vans pull into the parking lot, and we're like, oh man, something must be going on inside. Like, what's going on? These 2 cars pull up. These 2 vans pull up side by side. And I swear, it's like something in a movie. These 2 huge cops get out, one from each. No, it's like two from each car, one from one and 2 from the other. Each car comes out with German Shepherds. They pull out their guns, point it at us, and they're like, get on the ground. And we're like, oh shit! And so we all get on the ground. We don't know what's going on. People are you guys are like freaking out, like, oh my god, I don't have my ID. What's going on? Blah blah blah. And nobody knew what the hell was going on. And I guess after the just the formalities or whatever the police have to go through after they put the guns in our faces. Actually, no, I remember I was actually filling up gas a little bit away from them as this was happening, and I remember I was like, do I just get in the car and sit there, or do I just lay down because I know I've done nothing wrong? But I was stupid back then. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna lay down, whatever. So I like laid down and put my hand on my side, whatever, right? Well, apparently what had happened was the woman that was working inside of like the gas station, the old one who was working inside the gas station, looked outside, saw we were doing like these wrestling and smash moves, and thought we were rival gangs. And there was gang violence happening in her gas station, so she called the cops. And we couldn't believe that happened. Like, and we were explaining the situation to the police, and I remember one time we were like, yeah, I was going to this video game tournament in Houston, and this cop was like, oh, you're going to, what are you guys playing? Like, oh, we're playing Super Smash Brothers Brawl. We're playing Super Smash Brothers. And I still to this day remember what he said. He was like, oh, which one of you is the best? and like in front of this police officer who just had a gun in our faces, we were like discussing like the rankings. Who was the best player? But, yeah, that was a fun time. That was the first time that me and my friends were held at gunpoint because by doing Squirtle's forward air in real life, the woman inside thought there was a gang war going on outside her gas station. So yeah, that's always the story that that's always the one that like everyone's like, what story do you have from like your Smash days? That's what I remember. Like I'm sure there are other ones, I just can't remember them right now, but that one just always stands out in my mind. I think one of my friends played Pokemon Trainer. I think he legit did a Squirtle forward air, which is literally just like jump up and like who was the best back then? Brawl, back then, it was a guy named Domo, his name was Dominique. He was really good. He took top, he ended up taking top, I think it was, that was Wobo 1. If anyone plays Smash, they probably know what that is. It was called Wobo, the first Wobo. He took top 8 at that tournament. That tournament had like Mewtwo King and Tyrant and all these players. But, yeah, he was probably the best.